I'm so excited to read it. Hello my beautiful friends, so today is January the 28th and I'm going to be sitting down to film my February TBR video. So I don't normally do TBR videos because I'm definitely more of like a mood reader. As most of us know, February is Black History Month in the US. I figured that this month would be a good month to give a shot to having a more structured TBR and also be more focused and mindful on the fact that I want to read so many Black authors and my list is so long. During the end part of 2020 was when I started really getting more into reading again after a long period of time of not reading, and so I wanted to make sure that I was diversifying my reading then, but I just want to amp it up even more now. So I may do like a whole TBR video of all the Black books that I want to read. I may not do all of them because there's a very long list. And also there are quite a few readathons going on this month, but the main ones that I'm going to be focused on are the ones surrounding Black books. So I am going to be participating in the Blackathon and the Blacklit Challenge. So the Blackathon is run by Bowties and Books, I believe that's their channel name, Jesse. And I recently subscribed to their channel and have gotten really into their videos, and I just, they just make me so happy. Also, there is the Blacklit Challenge, which is by the Artisan Geek, I believe that's their channel name. And I absolutely love their videos as well. All this being said, I will have all the details down below of these readathons and how exactly to participate and the videos of the announcements and all that jive. I am trying to not overwhelm myself because I do that. That's why I tend to not do TBRs and I tend to not do readathons because I take on a little bit too much and then I overwhelm myself and then I don't do anything. I'm not going to feel bad if I don't finish all these books. If I finish a good amount of them, I will be happy with that. So for the Blackathon, something that's really cool about it this year is that they are doing teams. So there is a contemporary lit nonfiction team. There is a SFF team, which I recently realized what SFF meant, which is science fiction and fantasy. Had no idea. And then there is a thriller/horror team. I am probably being a little bit overambitious, but I personally really enjoy contemporary and nonfiction books. And I also really like science fiction and fantasy. So it was kind of impossible for me to choose from those genres because naturally, as the month goes on, I tend to gravitate towards both of those genres in general. So I'm gonna try to do both. We'll see how that goes. So for Team SFF, the first prompt is Rita Woods, and it is a character traverses spirit realm or heavily embodies Black spirituality/spiritualism. So Hoodoo is by Ronald L. Smith. I'm going to look at my phone, the description. So this is about a 12-year-old boy in Alabama in the 1930s, and his name is Hoodoo, and he is born into a family with rich tradition of practicing folk magic, or hoodoo as most people call it. That's the first one that I have for that prompt. And then I also have A Song of Wraiths and Ruin. I spoke about this in my 21 books that I want to read in 2021, I believe, but I actually bought it. Song of Wraiths and Ruin. It's so beautiful. And I knew that I was gonna buy this anyway. And also it's like backlogged on my Libby app from my library to like 6 months. So I figured that I would go ahead and just purchase it. I usually don't have books to hold up, so it's very strange. So a vengeful spirit abducts Malik's younger sister Nadia as payment to enter the city. Malik strikes a fatal deal: kill Karina, Crown Princess of Zoran, in exchange for Nadia's freedom. I've heard so many amazing things about this book, and I am like overjoyed, like really stoked to read it. Maybe I'll film a reading vlog when I am reading this because I'm just really really exciting. I'm just really excited. But yes, it is a fantasy inspired by West African folklore. Okay, so the next prompt is Tade, I believe that's how you pronounce it. It could be Tade or Tade Thompson. A black protagonist encounters an alien civilization or alien technology. So for this one, I'm actually going to be using the group book, which is The Lesson by Caldwell Turnbull. So the lesson explores the nature of belief, the impact of colonialism, and asks how far are we willing to go for progress. Breaking ground as one of the first science fiction novels set on the Virgin Islands, The Lesson is not only a thought-provoking literary work delving deeply into allegorical themes of colonialism, but also vividly draws the community of Charlotte Amalie, where from the author hails. Since I am going to be using the group book for that prompt, I'm just crossing out number 4 because it is the group book. So for the last prompt, prompt 3, it is Octavia Butler. Octavia Butler. Time travel is a major component to the story. For that one, I'm actually going to be reading an Octavia Butler book. I did order Kindred by Octavia Butler, and I have just heard so many people talking about this book, and I've been drooling to read it. Like, wow, what was that? I am debating whether I want to start reading A Song of Wraiths and Ruin or if I want to read Kindred. I don't know yet because I'm excited about both. I might read Kindred first now that I'm thinking about it. But basically it is about a woman who is living in, oh God, is it like the 1970s? 1980s? Basically something happens to where she goes back in time to slavery times, and that's not the best thing when you are black in this country. And so many of Octavia Butler's books sound absolutely incredible, like The Parable of the Sower. I'm so excited to read it, and honestly all of her books are available on my library app to read as like an ebook, but I want to buy them all because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like them all. That's the one that I'm reading for that prompt, and I'm very excited. So those are the books that I'm planning on reading for Team SFF. So moving on to Team Contemporary Lit Nonfiction. So the first question, or the first prompt is Maisie Card, a book that takes place over one character's lifespan or an intergenerational narrative. So the first thing that popped in my head when I saw this prompt was Homegoing. And it was funny because I was actually watching somebody's video and they recommended Homegoing. And of course I read that last year. It was on my list of my favorite books of 2020. So I'm not going to be rereading it. I need an option for this prompt. That's a really good idea. But this year I am going to be reading the Autobiography of Malcolm X. Again, something that I want to purchase. I personally don't know too much about Malcolm X, and I feel like that's an atrocity, so we need to rectify the situation and learn about my man's Malcolm X. I've heard that this autobiography is really incredible and really in-depth. It is written by Alex Haley, I believe, and I really love autobiographies and memoirs, so I'm excited to learn about another human, especially someone who has been such an impactful human. Okay, so the next prompt is Patsy. 2 queer characters embark on a journey together. Bonus points if it's a tangible journey, such as a road trip. So I have Patsy and also Here Comes the Sun by Nicole Y. Dennis Spin. And I have both of them because I thought that both of them would actually fit the prompt. Here Comes the Sun it says, capturing the distinct rhythms of Jamaican life and dialect. Nicole Dennis Spin pins a tender hymn to a world hidden among pristine beaches and the wide expanse of turquoise sea. So it seems like this is a less tangible journey of self-exploration and learning about like sexuality and stuff like that, but I figured this would be a good book to read if I can't find one that's like a tangible journey. I will be reading Patsy as well, or either or, it just depends on what I decide to do. For prompt number 3, I'm going to do my best to pronounce this. Nende Okorafor. I'm terrible at pronouncing names, that's why I usually try to avoid it, but I did my best. And this prompt is a disabled character embarks on a journey or a book by a disabled Black author. I actually ended up Googling it, disabled books by disabled authors, and a Goodreads page came up that had a whole list of books written by disabled authors. Maya Angelou. So I haven't read anything by her at all, and it's been something that I definitely have wanted to do. Again, I want to purchase her books as well, but I figured this would be a good kind of introduction into her works. And did I say even what it was? I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, but why I was surprised that she was on the list was that I didn't know that she was disabled. I believe that she had selective mutism, so that was really interesting. And there were some other authors that were kind of in the running for this prompt, but I figured that this would be kind of the easiest read, I guess, and it's been something that I've wanted to read for a while now. So the last prompt is the group book, and it is The Secret Lives of Baba Seji's Wives, and I'm not sure if I'm going to actually end up reading this because I can't find it anywhere other than like purchasing it on Amazon. I'm going to keep watching my library app to see if it pops up. If not, I may just buy it as like the Kindle version on my tablet. Just kind of depends. I like to read every book for the prompts, you know, especially the group books. And it does sound like an interesting book. All right, so that is all the books that I have on my TBR for the Blackathon. Again, I'm so excited. There's so many different things going on for this readathon. There's a lot of different options. If you want to like do something on Instagram or do a YouTube video. So there's pretty much something for everybody. And so you don't really have an excuse to not participate. I'm going to move on now to my TBR for the Black Lit Challenge by the Artisan Geek. This challenge is a little bit more straightforward. There are points that you are supposed to acquire in order to like win the challenge, I guess. For the Black Lit Challenge, it is focused specifically on the countries where the authors are from. So I will put down below the books that I am counting towards the Black Lit Challenge and how I'm getting to 4 points. Also, you get extra kind of additional points if the author is queer, if the author is disabled, and I don't remember the other ones. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention in this video for my TBR for February is the book that I'm going to be reading for the Buzzword-a-thon. The Buzzword-a-thon, like I said, has a prompt every month, and then you pick a book based off of that prompt. I did read a book for last month. I didn't participate in like the week-long readathon that happens, but it's not mandatory to do so. I just kind of read the book on my own. I actually finished it yesterday and it was so good. I'm gonna talk about that in my wrap-up video. For this upcoming month, the prompt is color. And right when I heard what the prompt was, I knew which book I wanted to read, and it was actually one of the books that I mentioned in my 21 books that I want to read in 2021, and it is The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. Again, I've been wanting to read Toni Morrison. I've heard many good things about this author's books and their writing, and so yeah, I have it here. See, I don't even know how to function now since I have like some of these books in the physical form. So, oh, she's so beautiful. I want to be her when I grow up. Look at her locks. She's so pretty. Okay. But this is the Bluest Eye. I'm going to talk about it more, like this copy and how I got it and all that jazz, in my haul video. So you'll see it again. This is kind of like a little sneak peek. But I did purchase this book, and I am so excited to read it. Toni Morrison's virtuistic first novel asks powerful questions about race, class, and gender with the subtlety and grace that have always characterized her writing. Wow, I didn't even know this was her first novel. A brilliant examination of our obsession with beauty and conformity. So yes, this is my book that I am reading for the Buzzword-a-thon. I am gonna try to participate in the week-long readathon. It just kind of depends. I need to check the dates for it. If you guys are not participating in any of the readathons that I mentioned in this video, there are so many going on for Black History Month. And yeah, I know that Black History Month obviously is something that's a little bit of a interesting topic to talk about, because every month should be Black History Month. We should be reading Black books every month. It's naturally just moved a lot higher on my priority list as of late, because my list of books by Black authors has just gotten Absurdly long, so gotta get started on that. But yes, I really hope you are having a beautiful day. I hope you guys are ready for Black History Month, Female February in general. Let's get some shit done. Let's read some books. I will see you guys in my next video. I love you, and I hope you're finding joy in whatever way it is that you can. Bye.